Thank you. It's lovely to be here. The innovations that we're presenting are really focused around Generation Z, the next generation of club members, of fitness people. And those are the people who we really have to get because while the average age of gym members around the world is maybe around 38, 40 years old, the biggest joining concentration is in the 20s. So we have to get people when they're in their 20s. And if we do, they will come back, they will come and go and come back all through their lives. But if we don't get them, we risk them going somewhere else or maybe not getting involved in fitness at all. So we're really focused on Gen Z, and we have a lot of new programs that we are launching both at FIBO and over the next year for this new generation. We're seeing a continuation of the trends that have evolved really over the last, the previous 3 generations. So I've been in the fitness industry for 55 years. I started working after school in my parents' gym in 1968, and I've been through 5 generations of gym members. But for group fitness, which is what I really have been full-time involved in for since 1980, I've seen 4 generations, and we saw strength really starting to occur as a trend even in the 80s. But by the 90s, it was growing bigger and bigger, and we introduced body pump to the world. And then by the millennial generation, strength grew bigger again, and you had a lot of people doing CrossFit. Strength with Gen Z is even more important to them. Strength is, I think there's a lot of research that says that the growth of strength training aligns with feminism, the growth of feminism. And it's something that makes people not only physically stronger, but feeling stronger, feeling empowered. And with Generation Z, they have a lot of mental health problems. This is, we know the biggest health problem in the world right now is mental health problems, with over 1 billion people diagnosed as suffering from some kind of mental health problem, be it anxiety or stress or whatever. And so strength training is something that makes them feel resilient and able to deal with the world. So we have a lot of new strength programs that we're launching. I think one of the big trends for this generation is circuit training. Circuit training is making a big comeback, like with F45 and BFT. And we have a class called Ceremony, which is, I think, the most exciting class that we've introduced since Body Pump. Well, it's a wonderful research. The big meta research that came out about a week ago that says fitness, in particular, those 3 types of fitness, are better than any pharmaceutical or therapeutic ways of treating mental health. No, we didn't know that that's what we were doing. We knew that it made you feel good, and we knew that people loved it, that especially women came in and they said it made them feel strong and empowered. And so it's, I guess we were reacting to a natural need without anybody really at the time being able to identify very well what that need was. It's very important to us, because we're developing programs that are done by millions of people around the world. We always are wanting to optimize the effectiveness of the workout. And we've always tested the workouts and tested them because you want to get people the most bang for their buck and get the best results in the shortest time. We also don't want to injure people. We want we have to be sure that every exercise in every class is safe. And when you're dealing with Gen Z, you can give them a little bit more vigorous exercise than you can give to my generation. But we test everything again very carefully with consultants to make sure that we're not going to be injuring people. Look, I think the biggest thing is the amount of testing that goes into the program. So, with even the biggest online fitness producers in the world, they have teachers coming in every day, making up new classes, teaching to 1 or 2 cameras. It takes us 3 months to make a single class. We have 25 different programs that we make, and everyone has a group, a choreography team, and multiple levels of checking. And we start to iterate the classes, and then we test them in the studios, we test them in the gyms. We test and test 40 or 50 times before we film them. We film with an average of 10 cameras, between 5 and 15 cameras, and top camera people, and we bring in the best teachers in the world to appear. Because originally we did that as role models for the teachers who would learn our programs around the world. But then later, when we went online, we found, okay, we have something really inspirational for direct to consumers as well. So that's really, there's a lot of things within that, but that's the big difference. It takes us 3 months to make a single class, and we're trying to make perfect classes that get perfect results and perfect motivation, because motivation is so important. The fitness industry is half about prescribing expert exercises, but it's half about motivating people to do it. The best exercise, the best workout is the one you do. We're talking again about motivation, and to really get people motivated, the energy of the crowd, the energy of the live teacher, that feeling, there's nothing like that. It's like going to a rock concert versus watching one on TV. It's much more motivational and much more exciting to do it live. We are gradually getting better at motivating people to exercise at home. And I think that's going to continue. I think that over the next 10 years, we're going to see the growth of gamification. And eventually, it's going to look like what it looks like when I see my grandkids playing video games. The difference is, they're playing with teams of their friends, and they're linked up sometimes all over the world, and incredible video game visuals. The difference is they're killing people, and we're making people healthier. But we had the Body Combat VR game that we released last year, and now that's on 4 of the biggest gaming platforms in the world. It was rated the biggest. It was rated the best fitness app on Meta. But it's very, and we're making a new program this year, but it's very basic. Where we are now, it looks like the beginning of video gaming, back when they used to play Pong, if you remember Pong. And it's going to take fitness gaming, I think, 10 years, 20 years to really develop to be like what my grandchildren play. So we work with a lot of physios. We do have, some very senior physios on our team. We have the former physio for the New Zealand football team. We have a former Premier League football physio from the UK, and we have a lot of physios who work. It's a key part. They contribute so much. Bryce Hastings, our technical director, is just finishing his PhD right now. He has a master's in physio, and he is one of the absolute key people in our company who guides what we do. Exercise is the greatest pill in the world. Exercise is great for all health, and for a long time we've been fighting against heart disease, we've been cardiovascular disease, stroke, we've been fighting against cancer, diabetes, so I think just getting people moving, getting people exercising, really, it's got to be whatever they love to do. That's, again, the workout that they do is the best one. And so I think it's crucial that we make more and more enjoyable different types of exercise that are going to motivate more people to exercise. The number of people is dramatically growing who are exercising. We have now more than 30% of people or adults over 18 are going to some kind of a gym, and that's consumer research. We get it wrong when we ask the gyms. They tell us how many members they have, but you can never count all of the different types of gyms. So we've had big studies done by Nielsen where we asked 20, 30,000 people, what do you do? And there are so many people going to some kind of a gym now. In the younger generations, the millennial generations, it's as many as half of people are going to some kind of a gym. So we're winning that battle. We're the biggest sport in the world in terms of the number of hours that people spend doing different sports. Going to the gym is the biggest sport in the world now. But there's still a long way to go because we still have a lot of problems from sedentary lifestyle and from modern diet, and we have to exercise more and more. I think it's very good for us. You know, competition is great, and we always have to try and stay ahead of the competition and invent new things and get better and better at what we do. And I love it. And I think it's a great thing that, you know, everybody who's doing something in the fitness industry is doing something wonderful for the world.